tremendous form, as has his partner at the other end, Sachin Tendulkar. Two very fine openers.
Ganguly with an average of 68 in the World Cup so far, and of course Tendulkar. Do you accept that he is the greatest batsman in the world?
I think at the moment, yes. I think technically, and also runs on the board over the last probably 5 or 6 years, makes him the best player in the world. A lot of good players at the moment. Brian Lara, Stephen Waugh, these sort of players come into the calculations. But I think the man I'd like to go and see, and probably the man I found hardest to get out as an opponent, was the man on screen, Sachin Tendulkar.
He's got a taste for the Australians, especially Shane Warne, hasn't he? 3 centuries in his last 3 innings against us in one days, and I must say, despite my bias, I love to watch him bat.
And I think the Australians like watching him bat too, Ray, but I think they like watching him bat against other sides, not so much against us. There's his statistics against Australia: 22 games, averaging 60 is fantastic, and 500s, and 3 out of his last 3 innings, and big hundreds as well. Yeah. 240s and 130.
You can't say enough about him, can you, really? I mean, here's a bloke, they call the boy wonder, but at 13, allegedly, he was ready to play Test cricket, but the Indian selectors wouldn't let him do it at the age of 13.
When he first came to Australia in 1991, he scored 100 at Perth in that series at the age of about 16 or 17. I think right from that moment, I think Australia knew he was going to be an excellent player, because generally when Indian players come to Australia, they don't expect Indian players to make hundreds at Perth. They may make them at Sydney, they may make them at Adelaide, where the wickets are much lower, but at Perth, where the ball bounces and comes on a lot quicker than subcontinent wickets, you don't expect people, particularly at the age of 17, to make hundreds, and he made a brilliant 100 there.
Well, here again, they say the wickets in England are quite different to the subcontinent in Australia, but I think when he played for Yorkshire 6 or 7 years ago, he made 1,000 runs in that season, and I think last year as well, Ian Healy was saying to us that he thought he was just much better on the subcontinent. Then he went to England and played a one-dayer there and got 200 runs.
I think this ball just shows you the slight difference between the 2 wickets we're talking about. Subcontinent wickets and that you find in England. This one, Glenn McGrath, just that bit of extra bounce. That's gone past the bat at about shoulder height, so carried through well to Adam Gilchrist, and that'll give that man on screen a bit of heart, there's no doubt about that.
Back to the commentators.
Is it the end of India? What a wicket for Glenn McGrath. He's definitely back in business, and that will be a big disappointment, not just to this Indian team, but to all the fans that have come to watch this man play. What a wicket.
Perfect length from Glenn McGrath, and just a hint of movement away. Adam Gilchrist takes it on his right hand. Glenn McGrath has that ability to take on the opposing team's best batsman, and he tends to win a lot of those battles. He's won today, and he might have just won his team the match. It's 1 for 1.
A right-handed batsman, age 26, and the leading run scorer at the moment in the World Cup. He's out there because Tendulkar is back in the pavilion.
Magnificent length there from Glenn McGrath. His direction was a little astray early on in this competition, but those 5 wickets against the West Indies has got his confidence back.
So you need to watch the seam and see if you can pick up the deviation here. There definitely was some deviation away. Tendulkar's bat was lovely and straight, but watch that seam, bolt upright, a little bit of movement, and just nicks the edge.
Yes, his idea was to try and commit Tendulkar to the forward stroke, and he was able to do that on a magnificent line. Terrific length.